none other than the great coach at Plainview. And this is Toby Trotter, formerly the baby of the team, but now with a few moved up, you're no longer the baby. How does that feel?
Feels great because like now you're not like everybody's not like you're the baby and you're just
You passed the pacifier.
yeah.
That's it.
Practically.
That's it.
Hilarious.
All
Maybe
grown
you
up.
should come into the young one and hand her a passage tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's the next game, right?
Tomorrow. Well, actually, Friday. Friday's our next game.
Yeah, this is Wednesday, right?
I know. It's been a long week
Maybe
so
it's
far.
the gray hair. I don't know.
I think it's the Monday, Tuesday play every day kind of thing. It wears you out. It feels like it's a few days later.
It does. It's been a very active week since we were with you last Wednesday. So let's start off and talk about last week. After we had the show, you guys played on Friday night.
We played.
North Sand Mountain?
Was it North Sand on Friday? I'm trying to think.
Five.
It was
There
5.
we go. Okay.
We did the Thursday, Friday. That's what it was. We did
Okay.
Thursday, Friday. I was thinking we had one before that, I think. So we did. We came in with 5. It is always a challenge to play against 5. Coach
They're
King.
getting better and better.
They
aren't
are. They're getting a lot better, and they've got a lot of young girls that they've pulled up. I think they've got some, some feisty spirits, and they're in there ready to go. And so anyway, it was a challenge coming in with them. He does a great job down there. He's taken them over, and his daughter, of course, helps him. And he's got a big staff there, Coach Thrash, and those guys on the bench with him. So they're always prepared, always
They're
ready
vocal.
to come in. They're vocal.
They're all coaching.
They, yes, I would
team
say.
effort.
I would say that Shay is probably in the background somewhere, and those other guys are really a little bit louder. But they do a great job, and it was an intense game. It was real tough, hard fought kind of a game, and just felt lucky, felt blessed to come out with the win there, and get to come on into this week where we had last area game on Monday night, and then.
Tuesday wasn't an area game, but just
Right,
a home
but
game.
just a big game because it was our senior night. A lot of festivities, a lot of activities going on, and just gearing up for all of that, coming back off the weekend.
But Monday night, you played our big rival up the road at Pisgah.
We did. We had to travel to Pisgah, which is always a task, no doubt. And then anytime it's a road trip, it's making sure everything's going correctly, making sure you've got the right bus time and you get everybody fed and all that kind of stuff. And you're still focused on the game at the same time. So
And still focused on the game.
still
That
focused
is
on the
what's
game.
real important,
Let's just
right?
get back around to what matters here. I had a great trip up there. I knew it was going to be an intense game. It's been intense 3 times now already.
Mm-hmm.
If we do our job, do what we want to do next week, and they do what they want to do, then we'll meet them again next week. So we just keep turning around and running into those guys. Anyway, it was a great game. We got in foul trouble a little bit early. We had some kids come off the bench that just absolutely did a great job. I thought Toby did an outstanding job on defense. She really is a great defensive stopper. And I know we joke about her, or I don't as much, but the girls joke about her being the baby. But she is just a fierce competitor, and we are so fortunate to have her with us at Plainview for several years now. We had to let go of some seniors the other night and say, this is your last regular season home game. And I looked around, and Toby's like, "You still got me?" I'm like, "Yes, thank
The
you."
gnat is still
I'm
there.
super happy that we've still got her. So, but anyway, ended up, coming out of Pisgah with a win. It's actually the first time that we have won a regular season game at Pisgah. We've won the tournament game, so that was a big milestone for us.
And it also made you able to host the area tournament, right?
It did. That sealed up the area rankings and all that kind of stuff. And we had the meeting on Tuesday, and we're able to get together with all those guys, get the time set, and all that stuff for next week. So it's set. Now it's just turn it up and do your job, kind of.
Well, I know Heather's a little bit modest, but last night was a great event at Plainview. We faced North Jackson, and it was senior night, recognized all the seniors. And before we talk about that, I want to turn to you, Toby, and get you in this conversation. You've been playing on a team with 6 seniors. So tell me what that's like as a freshman.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's a lot of leaders, and they all just they've had the experience, and they just tell us and keep us going and encourage us.
So when you say a lot of leaders, does that mean bosses?
Well,
I don't think that's
They
what she
don't-
said.
I'm just asking the tough question here. I'm sure they're watching, so let's hear what you want to say. Just leaders or bosses or?
I mean, they can, but they're more of a leader.
Okay. Well,
It's a good answer, Toby. It's a good answer.
she's helping you out over here. But that's one of the things we've talked about. There's such a huge group of seniors, and their leadership has been phenomenal. Watching you guys play, the way you talk to one another, the way you just come in and everybody has their own role. That's one thing Coach has talked about several times. If we do our job and we do it well, then we should be able to be successful. So is that the way you think about it?
Yeah, because we all have different roles too, and like when we're all going, it's like it just connects.
That's good. That's good. Well, let's talk about senior night. So we did recognize 6 girls, a couple of guys on the boys team, a cheerleader. But what do you think about the event last night? It was really, really neat.
I think it was great. Sweat had a lot of support. Of course, we had you out there helping us out and getting everything straight with all the vocal stuff and all that. And then our cheerleaders created some great signs and some different things that we had not done before. So just really appreciative to those guys, Miss Selvage and everybody that helped, and had parents that stepped up, some moms in particular that helped us out with just different posters and some after game activities, things like that. So it's always a special time. But then I told those seniors, I went to eat with them yesterday after school. They invited me to go eat, and I was running around, and of course, senior nights, get everything fixed. I thought, okay, all right, well, yes, I want to go with you, because it is special, and there's so many of them, and I've had them for so long.
Yeah.
They've just grown up right there in front of me, it feels like, and it feels like they're my children, and we've talked about that before.
Now, if you want to help with the weddings in the future, I'm sure
I would love to attend, but I've got some of that probably coming my way personally. So I do have a daughter, so one day that'll be coming a long time from now.
I hope so. Yeah, a long time.
If she's watching. But anyway, it's one of those. It's really like, for my kids, it's 6 sisters that are graduating. For me, it's 6 kids that I've had, and it's just a special time. This is a special group. I told them when we went to eat, I said, all right, I'm gonna talk to you now, because I'm not doing this at the game. And I said, if I cry, we're leaving it at the Subway. And I'm not, I'm not going, I can't do this later. Because they said, Coach, are you going to be emotional? Are you going to be? And I said, you guys know I'm an emotional person, as far as I'll get fired up or I'll get really attached, that kind of thing. I said, when I start crying, it's ugly. I said, so we can't do that. We cannot get to the game and do that. If I go to the coaches meeting doing that, we're in trouble. So I said, we got to look strong when we go there, So I did. I talked to him for just a second, and I said, I've had special players, and I've had those people in my life, and just truly blessed beyond measure to have had all the ones that I have had. But I told him, I said, this is a very unique group, a very special group. I said, there's so many of you. You're the guys that have stuck it out. There are 2 or 3 that had to quit or moved or did something else along the way. And I said, to have 6 that have really come together and been that strong and fused that bond, and for me to be able to see that, and for me to be able to say, 2 or 3 of you played up early as young players, and 2 or 3 joined us later, and so I never really got to see them play and get that good mix when they were all young together. But now they've all stepped up, they've taken on those roles, they've taken on their responsibility, and they've really just owned the situation. And to see them be able to do that is just impressive.
Well, and they've achieved such greatness throughout this season. We're currently, I know you don't like to say these numbers, but they are true.
Knock on the wood again.
We have done great things for Plainview basketball, which was started in 1978, I believe, is what I was saying last night.
Okay, all right.
And I think that was on the
That sounds about right. I
paragraph
wasn't
I
for
was reading.
sure. Yes.
And you started coaching in 2001, but you came to Plainview in 2004.
I did.
And actually, Heather was awarded a ball last night signed by all the girls, because you have achieved 261.
I'm not really sure on the number,
Okay.
but of course the ball was for the 250.
Oh, yeah.
So we're past that a little bit. That happened at Christmas, which I really didn't know at the time. But I think Mr. Ayers, because he is awesome, he kind of got to digging around and finding some records and things like that. And he was talking with my dad, and they compiled a list of the career stats. And, then they surprised me. They got
good.
me. It was good. They got me. Coach Coker, I sat down, seniors are being called out. We're all clapping and everything. And Coker's sitting beside me. And they start to call me over. And I'm thinking, well, I knew Annabelle Brown, which was another great moment.
And we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's talk about
Got her
this.
basketball. So I thought, I'm going up to help with that. And then Coker looks at me and says, Coach, they got you, like that. And I said, what? They got me with what? Kind of a thing. Now I turned around, and my in-laws were there, and my brother was there. And I thought, something is happening. I'm not sure what's going on, if they're going to take me out of here in a straitjacket, or if something good is happening. I'm not sure. So it ended up being the presentation of the ball, and the girls all signed it. And of course, they were happy, and they were jumping around, telling me congratulations, giving me hugs, and everything like that. And of course, somebody asked me after, they said, well, what does this mean to you to be at this, to get this accolade, whatever? And I said, really? It's super special for me. I said, it's really attributed all to these girls. Yeah. I said, I laugh and I kind of joke and say, I'm just really a big cheerleader. I'm over there going crazy and giving high fives. And
really call her a cheerleader?
Somewhat.
Sometimes.
That's part of my role. That's part of my role. But it's because of all these who have come before. It's because of these girls this year who have stepped up and had a phenomenal year. And it's all those who have stepped up and won the first county championship. That 2011 team and the 8 seniors that year. It's those guys who have won the Semi-Out tournament, this time, and the guys who have won the back-to-back counties, and we've been in the Elite 8, and then it's those guys too, like Coach Hodges, that helps us now, and that started some of that, and started the drive and that attitude and the will to win that just instilled that several years ago. Well, she'll probably get on to me with that. But several years ago now, and I think that we just kind of like what we said during the season, over the years, tried to step it up. Let's take it to the next level. Let's, don't be satisfied. And that's what we've preached this year, and I think that's what the girls have done. So for any of them that are watching, I definitely just a heartfelt thank you for letting me be a part of it. It couldn't have been possible without tremendous support from the faculty and of course my family and then the families of all these kids who give them to me and say, here they are, we trust you.
Guide them along this path, this journey.
That's it.
Well, I want to say congratulations, 260 plus. I think it's 61 if I remember from last night. But
thank you.
It's really changed Plainview basketball on the girls' side, and so those of us that get to watch it often are very excited to see what you've done with the program. And when you're the coach, you have to have a vision. Everybody doesn't buy into your vision to start with, and why you do the things you do. They want to complain or not happy with, but you as the leader of that team, and Robbie or whomever the coach is, has to be the one in charge. We're doing it this way because I think this is the best path.
That's right.
And the buck stops with you.
That's it. And you are responsible in the end. It comes back to you, like you said. And I think you look at that, you readjust from year to year, and you have different personnel. You have people graduating or this or that, or maybe somebody moving in. And it's just one of those things that you look at, you plot a course, you adjust along the way, and I think that's one of the keys to the success over the years, that the girls have really trusted the system, that they've bought into it, and they put their heart and their soul in it. They work hard every day in the weight room, in the gym, around the football field. I saw on the track, around the football field. Whatever it is, they're out there giving it, and that's just a huge compliment to them that they're able to do that daily.
So, Toby, how do you feel about this record? 28? 28 and up.
It's awesome, because keep this streak is our motivation, and every game we're just we got a streak and we just want to keep it going and get better each game.
Do you feel the weight of we got to win? we've got to win. Do you feel that pressure?
Not really. We go into every game with just the mindset like we're going to do our best. We're going to win this game. It's not like really pressure.
So how is halftime with her? I mean, if you're not doing so good, does she break things? Does she stomp and
Does she
snort?
break
Or
things?
I'm just curious.
We don't have enough money to break things. We can't replace them.
I'm just asking.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I know like when we're doing bad, like Jaden, she's going to come in and yell at us. We're all like, okay. And then like it
They
gets us
prepare.
going.
They
Yeah,
prepare for the
That's
yelling.
it. They prepare for what is happening. Especially those who have moved up. Now they're all thinking, hey guys, this is what's about to happen. Don't speak or don't do this or
Don't look her in
make
the
sure
eye.
you
Just
make
look down. Look
or
down.
make sure you do look at her.
Oh,
you know,
you're
that's
supposed
one
to
of
look at
the
her?
you're supposed to
Yeah.
look.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know if
you
they
need
want
to
you to
look.
look down or.
We need eye contact.
Okay.
That's big.
As teachers, it has to be big.
I think so. I think that's where it comes from. And I
Look
think
at me, I'm talking to you.
that's it. And then you get that growl. Kind of a snarl. Kind of, I'm not sure.
Well, let's talk about a couple other good things. Annabelle, she
Yes.
achieved an amazing accomplishment.
Yes.
So why don't you tell them about that?
Well, apparently they signed 2 basketballs before the game, and they didn't let me sign any of them. I got 2 after the game.
Maybe
though.
you got to work on your penmanship.
I think that's it. Maybe they're trying to tell me something. I don't know. Of course, they were trying to keep it all secret, but I knew we were awarding her the basketball, and I couldn't be happier for her. She is really developed as a player, and I think developed just inside just a love of basketball. And it shows when she's on the court. I know that she is a big-time softball player. I know that she's going to go play softball at Western Kentucky. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to go see her play. But you're looking at a kid who is a multi-sport competitor and a multi-sport absolute just athlete who can dominate on either occasion. And I'm just super proud for her that was something that was celebrated for her, not just the softball part, but the basketball part. And I know that she has been very excited about what we've been able to do in her senior year. And it's about that, but at the same time, to have that individual recognition, I think, that's just a special moment that her team got to share. I got to share. It kind of choked me up when I got out there to give it to her. I almost got ugly on the court.
The mascara was
I
going
know.
in.
That's what I thought. Whew, all right, take a
Now,
breath.
So let's tell them what she achieved.
She got the 1,000 point mile mark. Hopefully she'll get a lot more points.
That was back in December, I believe.
I think it was. We had we weren't really sure, and then again had to go back and total up, and we always call Mr. Ayers and say, "Can you dig through and find all this for us?" And he's great. If I don't think there's anyone that knows any more about Plainview than Mr. Ayers.
True.
So he
Unless
did.
it's Miss Ayers.
Well, okay. I will go back and say the combo
Yeah, you can't beat
is
it.
it's a winning tradition right there. But so anyway, he went back and looked through all the stats and everything and got that tallied up for us. And thinking that's just a special night to do that since she is a senior, had my family in and stuff like
And I
that.
think last night with her points from last night's game, it was 1,184 career points. Does that sound right?
That's about right. I couldn't remember the exact number, but that's huge. I think we've had. I think Olivia did that the year that she went to Westbrook. So we had her, or we have her now, I guess. And then we had one more maybe. So that's just something that's it's super special, and from a very unselfish ball player, and that makes it that much more special to be able to give her something like that.
And then even today, we had another milestone with Plainview basketball. We had one to sign.
We did.
So
We
tell them
did.
about that.
JC Bell has signed this morning with Gadsden State Community College. She's going to go on and play a couple more years there and then see what happens. Hopefully she'll get picked up, and if she wants to, and be able to continue and finish her career, college career, playing basketball.
So 2 of your girls have signed athletic, commitments to play at the
Yes.
second level.
Mm-hmm.
So one's at Western, Annabelle's at Western Kentucky, and JC will be at Gadsden State University, and one's doing softball, one's doing basketball.
Yes.
So it was a lot of fun. So how does it feel to play with celebrities, Annabelle and JC?
Oh my
and-
goodness.
Well,
Maybe they're not watching.
Well,
so
I
it's
know
okay.
Annabelle, she's like a huge hard worker, and like you can always count on her. And like I look up to her, and I look up to JC too, because like JC just popped threes in like everybody's
last
face.
night, I mean, this time she coming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she actually broke her own personal record for threes in a game last night as well. She had 9.
Wow.
Previously, it was 8. So she had 9 last night. Had a huge night. I think 31 points. So
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess you got some big shoes to fill next year.
Yeah,
Let's just finish this year, right?
yeah.
we'll
So
stay focused.
that
We'll
is the
stay
goal.
focused.
We have a game Friday night at Asbury. So let's talk
Yes.
about that.
Well, that'll finish out our regular season. We're going to area play next Monday, 6 o'clock for us, and
Over
then
at the Coliseum.
yes, and then 7:30 for the Pisgah North Stand game. We drew Sylvania for our first game. So business to business, though. We have to go through Friday night,
One step at a time.
one step at a time.
Climb
It's
the
the
ladder.
process.
That's what
It's
we
the
say. Climb
process.
up that ladder.
That's right. So going into Asbury, very basketball-rich school. Super important to them. They put a lot of effort and time into that. A lot of great people over there. Some great coaches. Coach Pelham does a great job with the guys. Coach Jones was at DAR for years and years and very successful over there. He's a nice gentleman as well as a great coach. So I know that they have improved every game. Like I said, he's a great coach, and you can see from the beginning of the season until now. I know they beat Eider the other day, had a real close game with Fife, and they've just been playing real well. So going in there, it's going to be a tough one. Going into their home, last regular season game, I think for them too. So hopefully we'll do our
It's a difficult place
job.
to find Asbury. It's not just on the
It
main
is. You have to take a few roads here or there.
Google Maps is your friend, I guess.
It is. It is. But
It's
it's
be my friend to get
that's
there.
it.
I'm
That'll
just
be
gonna
it'll
tell
be your
you.
friend. But
I've
then
had
you
several
can.
people say go here and you turn at the big oak tree, and I'm like, what?
It's
There has to
a
be a
landmark
number.
kind of a place. That's
Okay.
it. It's this, and there's a church there, and you take this road, and that's the way it is. But it is
I'm
not far
driving
from
the bus that night.
Albertville,
True.
so you can finagle your way around and get to somewhere good to eat.
Hey, there we go. It's all
There's an
about the
incentive.
food,
Come
right?
see us.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
about the food. So we do want you to come and be a part of that. But before I forget it, I do want to talk about the shirts that Heather and Toby have on. Both teams, varsity boys and varsity girls, and Coach Coker, not in his normal tie last night. They all were wearing these pink shirts called Nora Rose. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Nora, if you will?
I will, and you can see it on Facebook as well. I know that they have a Facebook site for Nora. I think it's Prayers for Nora Rose, maybe, or something like that. And well, we began to just know about this through Coach Coker, and of course we know Jacob. This is Nora Rose's dad, and he graduated from Plainview, played ball there, and just a super nice guy. Has come back to speak to our FCA groups and things like that. So affiliated with him for sure. And then his wife has connections with Miss Coker. So we
The sister-in-law
yes,
of
Coach Coker.
Mhm.
So we began to just know about the situation with Nora Rose and with the Trisomy 13. And if you can see the back of our shirts, we have a 13 on the back for our number, and that's why. And it did get a little attention at the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
We sold the bracelets and made some signs and things like that. And
Lots of people were asking about
Like, what
Nora-
is that?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah,
You were
so-
able to tell them about.
and that's
Trisomy
great.
13.
Yes,
Mhm.
and of course, she's actually been a fighter. I mean, she has just been a fighter, and has got just the awesome young parents that she has, and I can't imagine the situation. But it's a great family, and we felt like we needed to raise awareness about this, and we wanted to help, and we wanted to say we love you, and we wanted to support them as they go through this. I know that she has made great strides and is right now, I think, toward the end of the week, scheduled for some surgery.
Right.
And we wanted to say before that happened that we love you, that we're praying for you. So we ask anyone that is watching or sees this that, if you will just be prayerful for that family, and that God's presence will just be surrounding them constantly through this.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine with your own children, but especially your very firstborn.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, it was an emotional night last night. I know that, when you're trying to read and you're reading about these kids that you taught
Yes.
in the 6th grade when they were little bitty, they're still little. They're coming up, and, you're seeing them graduate and take another step into another chapter of their lives. It's just, it's amazing to be a part of.
It is.
That's a very cool way to say that. It's amazing to be a part of watching them grow and achieve neat things. And we could be very I guess the word is braggadocious, where look what we've achieved, but it's always been very humbling with you guys, and so I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much. You know, we want to have that attitude because, and I try to lead that way. I fail at times on multiple levels of things, but I do believe, you know, God's allowed this situation. And I've said before, I don't know why He allowed me to be here and go through it with Him, but I feel blessed. I feel like they're an extension of my family. The same with the faculty, the staff there at Plainview. Having 2 of my kids there now, you know, that makes it even more special. And then knowing that we have people in our corner, you know, like you and Mr. and Miss Ayers and all the great support that we have there. And like you said, to be able to see them reach, to attain, to achieve, and to be able to step past that even and go on with the rest of their life. And to know that you were a part of that for a while.
Well, and also the community. I heard the coach recently from another opposing team said this is what happens when you have a crew or you have community support that follows a team.
Yes.
And so we really do. I'm sure you and Coach Coker really, and the team, really appreciate the fans as they travel night after night and game after game and place after place. And now is the time we definitely need their support.
Oh, big time. We need to step it up.
We're into the last regular season game at Asbury and how important to keep the streak. I mean, that's so important. And then the next week with hosting the area tournament. And if all goes well, fingers crossed, we'd host the sub-region, which will be the next Monday, I believe is correct.
Yes.
At the Coliseum. And hopefully boys and girls will both be there hosting and playing on the same night. So Plainview basketball still has, hopefully, a long way to go still.
We hope so. We hope. You know, that's one of those things you put on your calendar and say, all right, this is what we're working toward. This is it right there, guys. We got to get here. But we got to go here. We got to go here first. And, you know, just continue, again, just to get better every day, to be stronger as a unit every day. And I think that has been one of the attributes of this team that has been this, you know, the cornerstone, is that they continue to grow stronger and stronger and stronger together.
Well, as you heard several weeks ago, right here on the Heather Powell Show, we're going to have a nice dress pantsuit.
It's coming.
Sort of similar to Pat Summit, just not all the floral and not the orange. But I've called her Miss Chiffon for many, many years, trying to get her to wear a chiffon dress on the sideline of a basketball game. That hasn't happened. However, we have recorded video evidence of the Pat Summit style suit that's coming any day now.
We do. I continue to get those pictures for some reason on my phone. People keep sending me these.
See, you have an audience there.
Apparently. I'm not sure if they like me or they don't. I'm not sure which one at this point, though. Well, I'm not knowing about the shoulder pads either because, you know, Pat Summit back in the day, I might knock somebody out with one of those. Or if I get really mad, I could just use them. I know, yeah. So pantsuit is coming. Okay. Now that I have a little bit of time and, you know, teachers all get paid the first of the month.
Hey, that's right. Thank you, Lord, for the blessings. Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
We can pay the groceries. You know, we always go to the grocery store and
every
teachers are walking
teacher
out with huge carts of food.
Every teacher in DeKalb County will be at Walmart this afternoon. Stay away if you're not one of us.
Well, thank you so much for watching the Heather Powell Show, and we hope you'll come out and support the team as we continue on this journey of climbing up the ladder, hopefully more and more success. And please remember Nora Rose and her family. Thank you so much for joining us, and Heather, congratulations, 261 wins and counting, climbing up that ladder.
Thank you.
See you next time.